Holiday foods. The temptation is hard to resist, which is one of the reasons why popular New Year's resolutions include eating healthier and losing weight. But making that lifestyle change as a New Year's resolution may be asking too much.
There are some studies that have found that the majority of people who set New Year's resolutions are not able to follow through with them.
Behavioral scientist Tim Bono at Washington University in St. Louis says approaching some New Year's goals might be easier taking smaller steps, whether it's diet or anything else.
Identify the big goals, like I'm going to write a book or I'm going to learn the Beethoven Sonata, but on any given day, don't say, okay, I'm going to make progress on the book today. Say, I'm going to develop an outline today, or I'm going to write 2 pages today, or I'm going to focus on 1 page of the Beethoven Sonata. That by looking at it in terms of smaller steps, those seem manageable.
Emily Cutler takes that approach with patients. She's a registered dietitian for Mercy in St. Louis, working with people one-on-one.
The New Year is a really popular time to make resolutions, and we just want to make sure that patients are setting themselves up for success. It's nice to have an overall goal, like eating healthier, but then what we like to do is get smart with our goal, which we want our goals to be specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and then time specific. So we like to set specific goals such as I'm going to choose whole grains with every meal for the next 3 months. And that would be a very specific way of meeting your overall goal of eating healthier. And then these are just different tools that I use. So whether it's label reading, looking at nutrition facts, whether it's looking at portion sizes, certain plates, these are just some of the models that I'll use.
What Emily is showing is good for anyone. She helps many people with medical conditions, but that's not a requirement to sit with her and learn about healthy eating to prevent diseases and maintain good health as people age. A person may also desire to maintain their weight or lose weight and get in shape. The key is to take it gradually because Emily wants to build sustainable, lifelong changes. She says the plan that works best is the Mediterranean way of eating.
And that incorporates a lot of whole grains, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, seafood, and some lean poultry. And so we can kind of use that model to also build some of our goals and see how that fits on your plate.
She says it's easy to manage.
At home, or if they're traveling, or if you're going to a restaurant, we like to use this method called the plate method. You would like to take your plate, divide it in half, and we like to make sure that we're loading up with fresh fruits and vegetables, colorful produce on about half of your plate. So I like to use these models like this. And then this quarter of your plate would be your carbohydrate food. So whole grains, preferably, so whole wheat pasta, whole grain bread or brown rice. And then we like to show how the correct portion of protein can fit in that quarter of your plate. So it could be around the size of the palm of your hand, which fits nicely right here.
Emily says this approach is better than fad diets promising fast weight loss.
Slow and steady wins the race, and we're looking for progress and not perfection. And so I think if we can set ourselves up for success, setting the SMART goals and using a framework that you can again, travel with, incorporate into your daily life is definitely beneficial in the long term.
For some people, the hard part may not be the food selection. It's taking the time for planning and meal preparation that can be tricky. So Emily creates solutions for those on-the-go busy lifestyles. She says the food plan is simple and accessible at convenience stores and restaurants, or even when rushing to get out the door in the morning.
This is about a cup of cereal as well, and this would be the portion size that's shown on the box on the nutrition facts label. But yeah, cereal could certainly be a whole grain food that fits into a healthy lifestyle. It's full of fiber, has B vitamins, it can be filling for us, and so we can talk about how to incorporate that into a healthy eating pattern.
Emily wants the change in eating habits to be as easy as possible, which means there is room for the yummy stuff.
Going back to that Mediterranean way of eating, we know that cutting back on foods that are high in saturated fat and high in excess sugar, so maybe making red meat more of a treat or an occasional instead of having it every single day. Desserts can certainly fit to incorporate, maybe your favorite treat every so often, then it doesn't become so, I want to eat the whole cake. It's right there in front of me.